You might wonder, what's the difference between a dry wine and a sweet wine, and how do we make dry wine and sweet wine? Well, it's not simple, it's a complex thing, but basically, the longer the grape is ripening on the vine, the sweeter it becomes. That sweetness gets transformed into alcohol later in fermentation. You then have some varieties which we call the late harvest, you might have seen those, which are harvested really, really late in May or even June. They then have ferment alcohol to 8, 9, 10%, but they're so sweet that not all the sugar can turn into alcohol. And you have a residual of sweet wine, a dessert wine then that way. Dry is also, some people have various tastes for dry. What is dry to somebody is not so dry for somebody else, and what's sweet for some person might be dry for the other person. So we all have changes on our palate, on our taste. More traditionally, you will have Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blancs dry, and other varieties invite themselves more to be sweeter, such as Riesling or Semillon. Then again, you can have Semillon dry. The confusion comes, I'm sure, for the consumer when you go and want to buy a wine. It doesn't sometimes say, is it sweet or dry or medium or whatever, but often the back label will tell you more information. And it's just the beauty of wine, where everything can be different from vintage to vintage, and in different countries these wine styles also can change, where in some countries a Pinot Gris is bone dry, in other countries it's more sweeter. Like in Germany, Germany makes Pinot Gris in a sweeter style in general, and Italy makes them more drier. So that adds to the complexity, I think, really of the wine, and you just have to try more wine and find out what they taste like. Often friends ask me, how about wine critics? How important are they? Should I listen to them? Can they influence the wine consumer? And yes, they do. And as wine companies, we love them, we hate them. If we get good reviews, we're very happy with them. If we don't, we are very sour with them. But they know wine. They know wine better than anybody else, and they experiment different wines from different parts of the world. And if you have a Parker high rating in Burgundy or in Bordeaux, your wine can double in price. If you have bad ratings somewhere, other wines are not affected by ratings, they simply sell because people are confident. They drink certain wine styles and from a certain wine producer, and they don't care what ratings they have got. They do their own rating. But in general, they are a good bunch because they're also they're critical, they're positive critical, and I always say, you should live up to what they recommend or what they criticize and try to better yourself. Try to make better wine every year.